Hello everyone, this is Mr. Ruger coming to you from Holly Springs High School once again. I want to talk to you guys about area of a triangle. We know area of a triangle to be area equals 1/2 base times height, which is great as long as we know what the height is. However, if we have what's called an oblique triangle, that's one that it has no 90-degree angle. Okay? If it's oblique, then we don't know what h is. So we have to be able to find h. So let's take a triangle. This is just going to be a rough sketch, but let's take a triangle, and for the sake of me saying, I'm going to say that this is an equilateral. So we have a 60, and a 60. We call it A, B, and just to be different, this is E. This is my good old Abe. This is my Abe triangle. Okay. Now, if I'm trying to find the area of it, I mean, honestly, it's area equals 1/2 base times height, where height must be perpendicular. And you think must be perpendicular. Well, what does that mean? Perpendicular meaning that you have to have, it makes a 90-degree angle. The height has to make a 90-degree angle. There are no 90-degree angles here, ergo why we don't have a height. So we need to create one. And how do we make one? We're going to just go ahead and we're going to put it right down through the middle. Okay? And this is my height. So all we need to do is we need to figure out what that is. If you look at it, we've cut this triangle into two separate triangles. So let's just take this. This is a new figure here. Abe's been cut in half, and we'll put an O here. So now we've got Abo. Whoever Abo is, we don't really know, but we'll call him Abo. Let's take Abo, and so we've got our Abo here. Now we have a 90-degree angle, and we're looking for H. We have a 60-degree angle over here, and we already know what this value is because it's an equilateral triangle. And let's just, for the sake of it, let's say that it's 8. So we have 8, 8, and then AE is also going to be 8. Okay? So now the idea is I've got this 8, which is my hypotenuse. I need to find this length here. Okay? So I'm looking for side opposite, and I'm given my hypotenuse and an angle. Since it's a right triangle, I can use sine. So we have sine of 60 degrees is going to be equal to my hypotenuse over 8. Now, be careful because once again, here we are. We're talking about h, which is our height. And if we go ahead and multiply both sides by 8 here, we'll find out that 8 sine of 60 is equal to h. Let's keep that in mind for a second and go back up to your original equation, or your original figure, my ABE here, good old Abe. Okay, so we know that this is 8, we know that this is 8, and this is 8, and now we know that the height is 8 sine 60. Okay, if we remember back to what the area stood for with an oblique triangle, the area was A equals 1/2 AB sine of C. Well, that's exactly what we have here. We have B, which, since it's an equilateral triangle, is we have our this is across from E, so that's E. I'm sorry, little e. This is little a. This is little b. So we have our B value, which is going to be 8. In this case, we're talking about E. So, but we have our A, our B. So 1/2 equals A, which is 8. B, which is also 8, and then the sine of 60, which we know about. And this guy right here, we've just shown up here, is h. Therefore, giving you the same idea that 1/2 base times height, that's what we're talking about. And that's where the bsinC came from. It actually had a place, and it actually fits in. bsinC is the value h. It is the height of the triangle you're given. Whether you're given an acute triangle or you're given an obtuse triangle where the height is actually going to be out here. It's the same process because you still have a hypotenuse, this value here, and you have your right triangle, so you're still going to use angle opposite over hypotenuse, and you're going to go from there. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Have a wonderful day, and if you have any questions, make sure to ask me, Mr. Baker, or any other person in the math department.